Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous video, we were discussed the graphical method to calculate the center of mass for a symmetrical body and analytical method to calculate the center of mass, symmetrical body as well as the asymmetrical body. So analytical method, how we can calculate the center of mass from the analytical method for the center of mass. So in the analytical method, we dividing the whole the rigid body into the small volume segment and calculate the small volume segment and center of mass of the small volume segment, right? And integrating over a region, we get the center of mass of the rigid body, right? So dear student, in this video we will calculate the center of mass of the thin rod, and similarly we will discuss the some examples or some short questions regarding the center of mass. So let us start with the first point. Obtain the center of mass of the thin rod, right? How we can calculate the center of mass of the thin rod of a specific length, right? So we use the here the analytical method to calculate the center of mass. So what is the analytical method for the center of mass? We take a small segment, calculate the mass of the small segment and distance from the origin from of the small segment, and calculate the center of mass from the integration method. So our question is that the obtain the center of mass of the thin rod. So for that, consider a thin rod of a length capital L, right, having a uniform mass distribution over the entire length, right? So consider this type of the thin rod of a length L and a uniform mass distribution over a entire length, right? So here the mass of the thin rod is a capital M and the length of the thin rod is a L, right? So consider a thin rod of a length L and mass M uniformly distributed over the entire length. So to calculate the center of mass, first we calculate the linear mass density. Linear mass density is defined as the mass per unit length. Mass per unit length is called the linear mass density. It is represented by lambda. So the linear mass density is equal to total mass divided by total length, right? So here we get the linear mass density, that is the mass per unit length is a capital M divided by capital L. Now dividing this thin rod into the small segment having a length dx, right? So dividing whole the thin rod into the infinitesimally small segment of a length dx, right? And we need to calculate the mass of this small segment. So here the mass per unit length is a lambda, or we can say that the m by l. So the we can easily calculate the mass of the small segment dx is equal to lambda into dx, right? So this divide the thin rod into the infinitesimally small segment having a length dx. The mass of the small segment dm is equal to lambda into dx. Mass per unit length is a lambda, that is the mass of the small segment dx is a dm is equal to lambda into dx. We know that lambda is equal to capital M by L. Capital M is the mass of the thin rod and capital L is the length of the thin rod, right? So small segment, mass of the small segment dm is equal to m divided by L into dx. Now center of mass of the thin rod, how we can calculate the center of mass of the thin rod? The center of mass of the thin rod over the x-axis, we take the x coordinate, xcm is equal to 1 by m integration of x dm, and the limit of integration, limit of this small segment is from 0 to L, right? So we take the limit of integration from 0 to L, x into dl. So understand? So the center of mass of the thin rod xcm is equal to 1 by m integration of 0 to L x into dm. Here dm, we know that dm is equal to m by l into dx. So put the value of dm, right? xcm is equal to 1 by m integration 0 to l x dm. Instead of this dm we put m by l into dx. Here capital M is the mass of the thin rod, capital L is the length of the thin rod. So both are constant with the distance. So we take outside the integration. So we take the m by l outside the integration. xcm is equal to 1 by m into m by l integration 0 to l x into dx. Right? Here mm cut out, we get 1 by l. Now integration of x dx. So integration of x dx is a x square by 2, right? So for the integration, see the video number 6 of the chapter number 0, right? So you can easily understand how we can integrate the x dx. So integration of x dx is a x square by 2 and the limit we put 0 to l. First we put the upper limit, then we put the lower limit. Here the lower limit is a 0, so need not be to put, right? So we only put the upper limit, instead of x we put a l, right? So we get a 1 by l into l square by 2. L cut out, we get the center of mass xcm is equal to l by 2. So in this thin rod, the center of mass is located at a distance l by 2 from the origin, and that is the midpoint of the thin rod, right? So we can say that the center of mass of the thin rod is at the midpoint of the thin rod and inside the matter, right? So understand, dear student, how we can obtain the center of mass of the thin rod. So dear student, let us take one another example. Calculate the center of mass of the lamina sheet, which is uniformly distributed mass, which has a uniform distributed mass shown in the figure. Consider the mass is uniformly distributed over the entire sheet, right? So here the lamina sheet is given to you, right? One portion, second portion, and third portion, and the center of mass we need to calculate. So first of all, three lamina sheets are connected. So for the center of mass, we require two things: mass of the lamina sheet and the center of mass of all the lamina sheet. So here consider that the mass of each sheet is a capital M. We need to find the position vector of each sheet, or we can say that the center of mass of each sheet. So here in the first case, the first sheet having a mass capital M we take, the center of mass of the first sheet is at this point. Now calculate the location of this center of mass of this first sheet. The center of mass is at this point, right? Now what is the location of the center of mass of this first point? Here x coordinate is a half of this sheet, that is a 0.2.5, and y coordinate is also at the half distance, that is the y coordinate is also 2.5. So center of mass of first sheet R1 is equal to 2.5 and 2.5. X coordinate is 2.5 and y coordinate is also 2.5. Consider the second sheet, right? The center of mass of the second sheet at this point, right? So calculate the x coordinate and y coordinate. The mass of the second sheet is capital M, right? And the x coordinate of the second sheet is a 5 plus 2.5, that is a 7.5, and y coordinate is a 2.5. So calculate. Similarly, the third coordinate, center of mass of the third sheet, right? Mass of the third sheet is capital M, and third position vector of the third sheet R3 is equal to x coordinate is 2.5 and y coordinate is 7.5, right? Now put the formula of the center of mass. RCM is equal to M1R1 plus M2R2 plus M3R3 upon M1 plus M2 plus M3. Let us take the mass of each sheet is capital M, right? So put the values, right? Mass of the each sheet is capital M, we take common out, right? Capital M into position vector of the first sheet 2.5 into 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, x coordinate 2.5, y coordinate 2.5 plus second x coordinate 7.5, y coordinate 2.5 plus r3 2.5 7.5 divided by 3m. Cut out. So if we add this all the three vectors, x coordinate 2.5 plus 7.5 plus 2.5, we get the 12.5. Similarly, y coordinate we add, we get a 12.5 divided by 3. So we get the center of mass is at a 4.16 to the 4.16. The x coordinate of the center of mass is a 4.16 and y coordinate of the center of mass is also a 4.16. So understand, dear students, how we can calculate the center of mass of thin lamina sheet. So dear student, similar example, calculate by yourself, right? Calculate the center of mass of a thin lamina sheet having a uniform mass distribution. Here the shaded area is given to you in this much portion, right? First sheet, second sheet, right? Third sheet. Mass of each sheet we taken B, fourth sheet and 5 sheet. So each 5 sheet we have to taken. Mass of each 5 sheet is a capital M. Calculate the position vector of each 5 sheet, center of each 5 sheet, R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5, and put the formula of the center of mass and you get the center of mass. So dear student, you have to calculate this example by yourself, right? Calculate the center of mass of thin lamina sheet, right, having a uniform mass distribution. So here the shaded area 5 sheets are given to you, right, in a shaded area, right? You mass of the all the sheets you have to taken capital M, right, and the you have to calculate the center of all the sheets. So here the center of first sheet, here x coordinate is a 5 and y coordinate is 5. Taken a second sheet, x coordinate 15, y coordinate 5. Third sheet, x coordinate 25, y coordinate 5, right? Similarly, calculate the all the r1 to r5 x coordinate and the y coordinate and put in the formula, right? R1 55, R2 15 5, R3 25 5, R4 55, R5 15 5, R6 25 5. So calculate position vector of all the sets, right? Take the mass of the all the sets capital N and put the formula RCM is equal to M1 R1 plus M2 R3 2 plus M3 R3 plus M4 R4 plus M4 M5 R5 divided by M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5, right? Because here 5 seats are there, and calculate the center of mass, right? Understand? Now next question is that figure is given to you. Calculate the center of mass of the three spheres shown in the figure, right? A three sphere is given to you like this, right? Each having a radius capital R. Calculate the center of mass of these three sphere. The mass of each sphere we take a capital M, right? So here the first sphere, mass of the first sphere is capital M. The center of the first sphere is we take a 0 0. So M1 we take a capital M and R1 we take a 0 0. Second sphere, the center of the second sphere is at a distance 2r. So here the x coordinate of the second sphere is 2r and y coordinate is 0. So M2 we take a capital M and R2 we take a 2r and 0. Similarly, the center of third sphere is at this point, right? So mass of the third sphere M3 is a capital M and coordinates of the third sphere is we take the x coordinate by a 2r cos 60 and y coordinate by a 2r sin 60. Put the value of cos 60 1 cos 60 value of cos 60 1 by 2 and value of sin 60 root 3 by 2. We get the third R3, right? And put the formula of the center of mass RCM and calculate the center of mass, right? Understand, dear student? So this example also you have to solve by yourself. So now, dear students, similar example is given in your textbook. Example number 7.3 in the textbook. Let us see the sentence of the example 7.3. Find the center of mass of a uniform L-shaped lamina, a thin flat plate with the dimension as shown in the figure. The mass of the lamina sheet is a 3 kg. A figure is given to you. A thin lamina sheet of a dimension is given in this figure. Mass of the lamina sheet is a 3 kg. So we can take the mass of each sheet is a 1 kg, right? Mass of the first sheet is a 1 kg. Mass of the second sheet is a 1 kg. And mass of the third sheet is a 1 kg. So we need to calculate the mass of all the sheets are taken as a 1 kg, and now we need to calculate the center of mass of each sheet C1, C2 and C3. So here R1 is equal to, at the C1 we take this dimension as a 1 meter, right? So half of this 1 meter, that is a 0.5, and x coordinate we taking a x coordinate of C1 is a 0.5 and y coordinate of the C1 is a 0.5. So we get the R1 0.5, 0.5. Second, mass coordinates of the center of mass C2 is a R1 we take a 1 plus 0.5, that is a 1.5. So x coordinate of a C2 is a 1.5 and y coordinate we take a 0.5. Similarly, C3 x coordinate we take a 0.5 and y coordinate we take a 1.5, and put the formula of the center of mass. You can easily calculate the center of mass, x coordinate of the center of mass and y coordinate of center of mass, right? So let us take the example, right? So here the mass of each sheet is given to you: m1 1 kg, m2 1 kg and m3 1 kg, and we find the center of mass C1, C2 and C3, right? C1 0.5, 0.5. So we take the R1 is equal to 0.5, 0.5. R2 you take a 1.5, 0.5, and R3 we take a 0.5, 1.5, right? So the center of mass, the formula of the center of mass is a x is equal to m1r1 plus m2r2 plus m3r3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So here m1, m2, m3 we take a 1. So 1 into 0.5, 0.5 plus 1.5, 0.5, 0.5, 1.5 divided by 3. So if you add the x coordinate, we get the 0.5, 1.5 and 0.5. That is the 2.5. If you add a y coordinate, you get a 0.5, 0.5 and 1.5. We get a 2.5 divided by 3. So if you dividing the x coordinate 2.5 by 3, we get 0.833 and y coordinate 0.833. So the x coordinate of the center of mass is 0.833 and y coordinate of the center of mass is a 0.833, right? So dear student, understand this example how we can calculate the center of mass of the thin lamina sheet. So now we will see a next point, that is the linear momentum of system of particles, that we will discuss previous also in the motion of the center of mass. So one separate question that will be asked in your examination, like explain the linear momentum of system of particles, right? So for that, consider a system of n particles which has a position mass of the particles are m1, m2, m3 up to mn, and the center position vector of the particles are r1, r2, r3 up to rn, right? So the equation of the center of mass can be written as RCM is equal to m1r1 plus m2r2 plus m3r3 up to mn rn divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3 up to mn. From that equation of the position vector, we can easily find the velocity of the center of mass. The velocity of the center of mass is given by the equation VCM is equal to m1v1 plus m2v2 up to mnvn divided by m1 plus m2 plus up to mn, right? So here m1, m2, m3 up to mn, that is the mass of the particles, v1, v2, v3 up to vn, that is the velocity of each particles, right? So here m1 plus m2 plus m3 up to mn, that is the mass of each particles. So we can take the total mass of the particle. So m into vcm is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 up to mn vn. here the product of mass into velocity, that is called the linear momentum. So instead of this m1 v1, that is the momentum of the particle, first particle p1, m2 v2 p2 mn vn pn, right? So we write like this, m into vcm. Here m into vcm we cannot write a pcm. Why? Because capital M is the total mass of the system of particle and vcm is the velocity of the center of mass. So m into vcm we can write a p1 plus p2 up to pn, that is the capital P, right? So the total linear momentum of the system of particle is equal to the product of the total mass of the system of particles and the velocity of the center of mass, right? So we can say that the total linear momentum of the system of particles is equal to the product of total mass of the system and the velocity of the center of mass, right? With the same, we take the one example to calculate the velocity of the center of mass, right? So here the three particles of a mass 1 kg, 2 kg and 3 kg having the linear momentum 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 and 4, 5, 6. Here the linear momentum is in the unit kg meter per second. Calculate the velocity of the center of mass. Here the mass of the particle is given to you, right? m1 1 kg, m2 2 kg and m3 3 kg. Linear momentums of the particle given to you, p1 1 2 3 kilogram meter per second, p2 3 4 5 kilogram meter per second and p3 4 5 6 kilogram per meter per second, right? So now how we can calculate the velocity of the center of mass and magnitude of the velocity or the speed of the velocity of center of mass? We know the equation, m into vcm is equal to capital P, right? Here capital P is the sum of the linear momentum of each particle. So total linear momentum we need to find. Capital M, total mass 1 kg plus 2 kg plus 3 kg, we get a 6 kg into velocity center of mass, right, is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3, right? 1 2 3 plus 3 4 5 plus 4 5 6. Now add this linear momentum, x coordinate 1 plus 3 plus 4 we get the 8, 2 plus 4 plus 5 we get the 11 and 3 plus 5 plus 6 we get a 14, right? So 6 into VCM we get a total linear momentum 8, 11 and 14. So the velocity of the center of mass VCM is equal to 1 by 6, 8, 11, 14. So 8 divided by 6 we get a 1.3, 11 divided by 6 we get a 1.8 and 14 divided by 6 we get a 2.3, right? So velocity of the center of mass is represented in the form of the vector 1.3i, 1.8j plus 2.3 k, and the speed of the center of mass, that is the magnitude of the velocity of center of mass vcm, is equal to under root of 1.3 square plus 1.8 square plus 2.3 square, we get a 3.19 meter per second. So now dear student, we will take the next example, which is of the JEE and NEET portion of this point, right? A sphere of a mass 2 kg is given to you, right, has a uniformly mass distribution, and the different types of the forces: F1 4 Newton at angle 30 degree, F2 6 Newton, F3 10 Newton and F4 12 Newton is act on the solid sphere of a mass 2 kg, right? Calculate the acceleration of the center of mass, right? So we know the formula according to the Newton's second law, m into acm is equal to f external, right? So first we need to find the resultant external force acting on the sphere, right? So first of all, how we can find the resultant external force acting on the sphere? Summation of all the force, vector sum all the four forces are the resultant force. So first force F1 is equal to 4 Newton at an angle 30 degree with the positive x-axis. So how we can represent the F1 force in the vector form? F1 is equal to 4 cos 60, 4 sin 30, right? So here x coordinate of the force F1 4 cos 30 and y coordinate of the force F1 4 sin 30. Here cos 30 is the root 3 by 2 and sin 30 is the 1 by 2. We get the force F1 is equal to 2 root 3 2, or we can calculate the value 3.46 2, right? So x coordinate of the force F1 is a 3.46 and y coordinate is a 2, right? Here F1 F2 force is acting in this direction, so angle it makes with the positive x axis is a 180 degree, right? So F2, how we can calculate F2? F2 is equal to 6 cos 180, 6 sin 180. Cos 180, value of cos 180 is a minus 1 and value of sin 180 is a 0. So we get F2 is equal to minus 6 0. F3 is given in this direction with the angle 60 degree, right? So how we can calculate the F3? 10 cos 60, 10 sin 60. So value of cos 60 is a 1 by 2, value of sin 60 is root 3 by 2. So if you calculate that, you get the x coordinate 5 and 8.66, right? Now F4 is given in this direction with the negative 45, 12 Newton magnitude. So F4 is equal to 12 cos minus 45, 12 sin minus 45. Cos minus 45, that is the positive value, and sin minus 45, that is the negative value, right? So 12 cos 45 is a 1 by root 2 and sin 45 is a minus 1 by root 2. So we get 8.51 minus 8.51. Now the resultant force acting on the sphere F external is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4. So write all the forces. F1 3.462 minus 60, 5 8.66, 8.51 minus 8.51. Calculate the x coordinate of the resultant force by summation of x coordinate. Calculate the y coordinate of the resultant force by summation of y coordinate. We get resultant force F is equal to 10.97 and 2.15. Now we have a formula. M into ACM is equal to capital F. So acceleration of the center of mass F divided by M. So F we get 10.79, 2.15 divided by the mass of the body is a 2, right? So we get the acceleration of the center of mass 5.4 and 1.07. If you want to calculate the magnitude, you can easily calculate the magnitude by square root of 5.4 square plus 1.07 square, right? So understand, dear student, this example for the JEE and NEET of the center of mass, right? Now we'll take another example, last example. If the linear momentum of the particle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 5, 6, 7, right? The linear momentum of the particle is given to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 5, 6, 7. Linear momenta are in the unit kg meter per second. If the velocity of the center of mass is a 30, 39 and 48 meter per second, calculate the total mass of the system. So here the velocity of the center of mass is given to you. We know the formula m into VCM is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3, right? So m into VCM 30, 39, 48 and P1 plus P2 plus P3 we get a 10, 13, 16, right? So 30 into m is equal 39 into m, 48 into m is equal to 10, 13, 16, right? So comparing the x coordinate, we get 30m is equal to 10. So we get a m is equal to 10 by 30. M is equal to 1 by 3 kg. If you compare y coordinate, you also get the m is equal to 1 by 3 kg. And if you compare the z coordinate, we get the 1 by 3 kg. So we can say that the mass of total mass of the system is the 1 by 3 kg, right? So dear student, I hope that you understand all the examples of the JEE and NEET explained in this video. Thank you very much for watching my video.